Welcome, everybody, to another live edition here of The Rock Pile. Every Wednesday night, you can catch me live at 8 p.m. Eastern here, right on Facebook. The new feature, we're streaming live on YouTube. You can always catch it on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And I got a special guest tonight. I've had a lot of people message me to say, you better be ready because he can be animated, which that's great. I'm ready too. So let's bring Dimitrios in here now. Let me see if I can get you in here, man. Let's see here. There you are. How are you?
Rocky. Good, brother. How you doing, bro?
I'm surviving through all this. I had a ton of people, and I'm not just saying this because you're on. I had a ton of people message me on Facebook and said they're going to blow up the chat feed. I told them if they want to ask you questions, feel free to put the questions in there.
I'm not answering any of your damn questions. Okay? Screw all you marks. I'm not answering any questions. Okay, no questions.
Oh man, I know my sister. My sister was excited too. She was, I'm going to throw some questions in there to him as well. So, did you know Shannon was my sister?
I didn't. I thought she's like, you're going on my brother's show. I was like, wait a minute, Rocky's your brother?
Yep.
And she's like, yeah. I was like, oh. I said, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
I said, Rocky's a really good guy. He's not a slacker like you are, though. So.
My sister, I always laugh because I'm from here. I moved back here I think my wife and I have been back here about 10, 11 years. And, I don't like to brag, but I was a decent athlete. And, Rome's known for sports.
Oh, yeah.
And when I moved back, everybody would say to me, you're Shannon's brother, aren't you? You're
Oh.
Shannon's brother.
Oh, wow.
So I said, all right, I see how this goes.
Man.
Shannon's.
You got knocked down a few pegs.
That's right, but she's earned it. She's a good person.
No, I mean she played Division I field hockey, correct?
Yeah, she played at Central Michigan.
Yeah, no, that's big. That's huge.
If anybody should have a podcast or a sports show or anything, it's my sister, because my sister, she comes on Saturday mornings on the sports show. And I always joke because I never get the last word in with her. She always takes up all the airtime, everything. But anyways, well, listen, thanks for coming on tonight. I'm excited because there's a lot of people, that want to learn more about, your family.
Okay.
I know you guys are a close-knit group. Why don't you start talking about your family?
All right. So my family consists of obviously me, my father, John, and my mother, Helen Zourdos. And of course, probably one of the smartest, most beautiful people I know, my sister, Rose Zourdos. So, we've always been very close, sometimes too close, because, when a family is so close, you work together, you spend a lot of time together, you end up arguing, you end up fighting a little bit. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah. I remember, wait a minute, I think.
Is that an older one?
Yeah, it's an older one. I think we were at, this was for my birthday. We were eating at Sumo. It was because I was really into sushi. I still am into sushi. And I was like, I want sushi for my birthday. And they take us into this little room, in one of the private rooms at Sumo. And you literally have to sit on the floor, and there's a table there. Oh, my father, he was like, he's like, what is this crap, man? Okay, I want chairs, I want tables, man. Okay, I'm sitting in a pit. I was like, Dad, I said this is so. And then after I ate the sushi, I was like, what did you think of the sushi, Dad? He goes, didn't taste like anything, man. Steak and potatoes, okay.
So I had my cousins in Rochester, my aunt and uncle. They've owned a pool store. And they also own one of the biggest ice cream places in the city of Rochester.
Wow.
My aunt and uncle started the business, and then now my cousin Louis is my age, and my cousin Gia, his sister, is I think maybe 2 or 3 years younger than him and I. And, they talked a lot about, when I had them on here, you go through the ups and downs. When you own a business, you guys are around each other all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They have young kids too. So now their young kids who are 8 years old, 4 years, they're younger. They're around the business from, bright and early in the morning until late at night.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about, some of those conversations. Now you could swear on this show or everything. I got no FCC.
Right.
I got nothing. But
Oh
talk
boy.
about how hard it is sometimes when you are with family all day.
Oh, hold on, Rocky froze up. Okay,
There you are.
Rock, you kind of froze up there for a little bit. So about
So I was just saying, talk to us about sometimes of how hard it is sometimes. Even like I'm a close knit family too,
hmm
but obviously in the business world, like you guys spend a lot of time together. Talk
yeah.
to us, about the ups and downs of that.
Well, let's see. My father's from Southern Greece, and Southern Greeks are they're fucking hard headed, very hard headed people, and it's it's sometimes I go to my father, I was like, Dad, we gotta try something new, we gotta do something new, we gotta do this, you gotta do that, and he's like, No, okay, this shit won't sell, no, 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 or we'll we'll try something new, we'll have it on the shelf for 2 days, it doesn't sell. My father come to me, it didn't fucking sell, man. Okay, I'm not doing it anymore. Fuck it. So we kind of run into problems like that about how, and plus too, when it comes to working in the business, I like to have some free time. You know, my father, on the other hand, he doesn't know what free time is because all he
Right.
does is work. And even when he's not working, he needs to find something to do because if he sits still for like 5 seconds, he might become part of the floor. So he needs to keep on moving all the time. So he'll always break my chops about it. He's like, you know, well, okay, you only worked 12 hours today, okay? I worked 17, okay? Must be nice, So so he breaks chops like that a lot. But it's just the day-to-day dealings with the business, where you have when you have responsibility and things are done, and he gets on my ass a lot about that, but he does it out of love. He does it because he wants to show me how it should be done. So, but
So
he go ahead,
So
Rocky.
if you have some ideas, when you look at, competitions everywhere, and you guys have obviously Dunkin' Donuts is right down the road, and you guys are different, and we'll get into some of that stuff too.
hmm
But when you have ideas and stuff, whether it's marketing, whether it's advertisement, social media,
hmm
is that? Is that you that's behind that? Do you run it by dad and mom and sister? How does that work?
The marketing and social media, I'd probably say about 2 years ago. I mean, we were good on Facebook, but we weren't posting every day, and my sister was doing it. But my sister was really busy, with school and trying to do like other things for the business. And I tried doing it, and I failed miserably because I have no social media skills. I fucking suck at it, and I will admit to that. And I had a friend of mine. Well, I don't know if I can call him a friend, okay, but infidel named Ben Hameen. He's really good with
Yep.
social media and marketing, and he did recently did a podcast with Bill Vinci. Great guy, great guy. I call him an
Yep.
infidel out of love, and he does all our social media for us, and he's really helped to grow the business that way. And it's been a really good marriage. But I had to convince my mother and my father because my mom and dad are like, "Wow, how is it gonna go?" And we don't know. I was like, "Listen, the man is a fucking genius. Okay, let's just hire him. Let's see how it goes for a couple months. And a couple months has been 2 years, and my father loves him to death, and my mother loves him. We all love him. He's a great guy. He's done a lot of good for our business. So, and plus too, I tell him every now and then, throw some shade at the competition, but do it kind of like a little underhanded way. He's really good at that. So.
And too, I think over the years, and my cousins were the same way. When their mom and dad were growing up in the business, you didn't have, the cell phones, you didn't have these
No,
iPhones. I
nothing.
had a Commodore 64 growing up as a kid.
Fuck
Um,
yeah, man.
that's the old school, and so we didn't have a lot of
16
these
bit.
things. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still remember some of the codes to get on some of the old school games, but now with Twitter, with LinkedIn, you got Instagram. That seems like that's the way of the world today,
Yeah.
and it's picking up
That
too.
that is the way. And unfortunately, uh, it is picking up. To me, social media to me is like a necessary evil. You need it, and then, but then there's also so much toxicity where somebody could go on there and just just totally destroy your business that way. I've seen it happen. I mean, it's just terrible, but it is the way of the future. So you got to have a really good guy to manage your accounts. Also, too, Herm Edwards said it best. Before before you put before you write something, remember, don't push fucking send. Once you push send, it's out there. So I
Yeah, I had
I've learned that.
a player that my dad coached. Yeah, no, a player that my dad coached locally here in Westmoreland is the assistant offensive coordinator at the University of Texas.
Oh
And when
wow.
he was at Penn State, he was recruiting, obviously you got to recruit athletes locally. And
Yeah.
he made a
Hmm.
comment and said, the coaches look at all the social media pages to see if,
Exactly.
what these young kids are posting. And he
Hmm.
came right out and said, you might have been a five-star recruit, but the way you conducted yourself on Facebook or Twitter,
Hmm.
they just went from a five-star recruit to not even being recruited. So that's how
No, yeah.
fast it could hurt somebody.
Yeah, and that's what people need to realize that if you look at my page, like my own personal page, I post nothing but like funny memes, dog videos, and we sponsor a local wrestling promotion. I'll like post, match updates or
Yep.
dates of the show. That's it. I really, and then I might post the occasional, personal picture, but I, I've just seen, how much social media has like just changed the world, how it's made people so decisive, and I'm just like, I want to try to be some positivity. So,
Do you
and that's
think
it.
it's helped? Do you think it's helped, like as far as years ago, for advertisement for small businesses, if to put it ad in the Rome Sentinel or the
Mhm.
Observer Dispatch,
Oh yeah.
do you think it's actually saved small business owners money now with the different social media sites?
It has. It totally has because you'd pay how much for an ad for a week? And yeah, now back in the day before before you had social media, and you need to advertise in newspapers, and the newspapers had a monopoly on it because TV was too damn expensive back then, so
Right.
people weren't going to advertise on TV. So the newspaper was the way to go, newspaper and radio. Terrestrial radio, I mean, it's still holding on, but that's probably going to go by the wayside the next 10 or 15 years. And I'm surprised the newspapers are still even holding on right now. So, I mean, to me, I'm old school. I would have newspaper, a cup of black coffee, and a plain donut. That's me. So,
I just had Paul Noecker just posted up here the best
uh,
breakfast sandwiches hands down.
thank you, Paul.
Paulie,
Paul's a
thanks
good
for
dude.
listening. Let's
Paul's a
see
good
what else
dude.
we got here. Kelly Rutledge, love my Dippin.
Kelly's good shit.
And then, of course, my sister says my favorite place. So
she
Shannon's
she's
out there.
she is one of my favorite customers because I break her chops
I think my
unmercifully.
sister comes through 3, 4 times a day.
She does. She does. I tell her, I was like, you don't have a kitchen? Is your stove broke? I mean, seriously. I was like, do you, I was like, do you know what a grocery store is? I break her chops all the time. So, but
So
no,
listen,
but oh
this
god.
this COVID-19 comes down, and our business here, we unfortunately had to furlough, probably 95% of our staff. I just started
Oh
bringing some
god.
people back here at Bernie Bus,
That's
and
good.
the restaurants were impacted, obviously, with the dining and all that. How much of it impacted it hurt you guys?
Yeah, for the first month and a half, it hurt us because you had all the fear porn in the media and on social media saying, "Oh, the coronavirus is the deadliest virus in history, this, that, and the other thing," and people were afraid to like come out. And we didn't lay off any employees. We didn't. We tried our best to try to get them the hours that they were getting before this happened because we know that they have bills to pay, and they have us, we want to try to maintain some sort of normalcy during this time. So, you know, I I would, keep employees on, and I would pay the extra payroll to make sure that they have the hours that they need and money in their paychecks to pay their bills. So
Yeah,
because
that's
I could,
awesome.
yeah, no, because I could have easily during that time, we had extra people there. I could have said, okay, you guys got to go home, or tell my mom, listen, I'll just take the extra shifts. But it was just, it was kind of nice. It was kind of a nice little break for me because I was able to get stuff done around my house and
Yeah.
just kind of relax a little bit. But then once once everyone realized if you come out of your house, you're not going to die, business did pick up, and it picked up very, very well with restaurants being closed, and us having a drive-through. That was our saving grace. So,
I was
and
just going to say it. Some businesses that didn't even have a drive-through created a drive-through.
yeah,
But every time I go up to my parents' house, they live up on Bedford Street. If I go up past your place, you always got a full drive-through.
oh
But one
yeah,
of the things I can honestly say this, I don't think when I've come through, I everybody that works up by on the Black River Boulevard one, that's the one that I'm at the most. You
hmm
have a great staff that works up there.
thank you, thank
They're all awesome. I mean, they're all personable, and I'm not usually a
yeah.
morning person, but you do have a great staff there.
Thank you, Rocky. Yeah, no, our employees are really good. I mean, they're it's hard to find good help, and we've got really good help. And we treat our employees well. We try not to take advantage of them and stuff. And and we're just nice. We're just nice people about everything. I tell people, I say, listen, I'm not a fire breathing monster. I'm not some asshole. I'm a really nice guy. It's just that I have certain standards that I hold you to. I want you to do your job to the best of your ability. And I know where I've seen people work at their best and see people work at their worst. And when people are kind of like loafing around, that's when I proceed to get a little mad, where I tell them, hey, come on,
Sure.
you know. So, but we've trained our staff very well, and our employees, and we make them feel like they're part of the family and part of the business. So
Is there something through this whole COVID time? Because obviously nobody could have planned this, right? It's hurt
no,
revenue for all small
oh,
businesses. And
it has, and
is there
and
something that it's taught you?
it's taught me basically, to in all honesty, Rocky, it's taught me, not to believe the hype and just keep doing what you're doing. Try to keep a sense of normalcy. This term "new normal" it drives me absolutely insane. It does. There's no such thing as a new normal. It's normal.
Right.
You gotta try to keep things normal as possible, and not be afraid. Don't be afraid to go out. If you have a pre-existing condition, or if you're over a certain age and you don't feel comfortable going out, don't go out. But everyone else, listen, we still have to live our lives.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, I feel
life
bad.
doesn't stop
My
because of
son's
this.
my
And
son's Pop
I,
Warner, everything
I, I
got
know,
canceled.
yeah, everything got canceled. It's like, and now how
Yeah.
are children, how are kids supposed to form these interpersonal relationships? You can't form it. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. For us, it's easy for us because we've had those experiences.
Right.
But for them, it's like they're not. It's like their childhood is just being taken away from them. And when you try to tell people that, it's you get the old saying, you want people to die. And after they tell me that, I just check the fuck out. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, I'm done. So
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely crazy, but so let's go back to your mom and dad for a little bit.
okay, sure,
What I wanted to see, what are some of the things that they've taught you and your sister? Because obviously, as young kids, you can't prepare for what the business world is going to throw at you. But
yeah,
what are some things they taught you guys?
work hard. You know, have a presence at the store. Work hard. Watch everything meticulously. Don't depend on people. Don't depend on the employees to tell you, what you need. Go and do it yourself. And with my father, it's like, listen, you do business the right way. You don't screw people over and you make things right. Also, too, you be as charitable in the community as you can. We don't refuse anybody. If somebody wants a donation, we give it to them. We're recently and we really don't want like really don't want like a lot of praise for it. We just kind of do it. You know, it's but to us, it's very rewarding to help out in the community because we know we're helping people out. And this weekend, I don't know if you know, there's a big golf tournament at Crestwood this weekend. The Folds.
Oh, I didn't know that. This weekend? No, we might have lost him. I think he's gonna try to get back on. I know he was doing it from his cell phone, so we'll see if we can get Dimitrios back. But it's no different in my world. My family didn't have a family business growing up. My aunt and uncle did, and when I had my cousins on, they talked about what it was like growing up with in the family business. And what Demetrius is saying, I can't disagree with him at all. Is his mom and dad were taught a certain way, and oh, there you are. Let me see if I can. Nope, you're okay. Let me bring you back in. Let's see here. Nope, you're okay. There we go. I got you back.
Has some technical difficulties.
No, that's okay.
So,
No, so we were talking about your mom and dad, and
Okay.
I was just saying that your mom and dad, and with your sister, it's kind of I don't want to say the old way and the new way, but you want to do some things differently. Maybe they
Yeah.
didn't do. Do you think that you and your sister, would you guys have done anything different when you look back now at where you guys are at today? Would you have did anything different?
Probably not. I mean, we would probably say we would do things differently, but we probably wouldn't. So, um, the only thing I say that we might have done differently is, you know, maybe started the whole franchising process a little earlier to see. But I mean, that's so much work with the franchising, having to get, copyrights and having to have
Yep.
a certain, make sure you have all your vendors lined up if you're going to do it, getting the correct technology, hire I would love to do it because as a customer once told me, he goes, Dimitri, the guy that founded Dunkin' Donuts, does he work? I'm like, Pete, I think he's fucking dead. But he goes to me, but when he was alive, did he work? I was like, no. He goes, exactly. He goes, you
Yeah.
should try to follow that model. I was like, oh, that's a tall order, man. It's a tall drink of water if you do something like that. But
So if you weren't in this business, what do you think you'd be doing?
I probably would be teaching.
Teaching.
I,
Okay.
I got my degree from Utica College in education, and I would probably be teaching either high school history or I would be teaching at MVCC, just entry level history at MVCC. So I I found teaching very very rewarding because I was able to you know to connect with kids. And I remember when I was doing my student teaching, I had a group of kids, and they were kind of a little rowdy, and I basically kind of got real on them where I told them, I was like, guys, listen, you know, I'm going to stop and be real with you here for a minute because apparently none of y'all don't like, Eli Whitney and the cotton gin here. So I told him, I was like, I looked at him, I was like, there's about 70% of you that aren't going to make it to college, that you guys shouldn't go to college. And I told him, you need to learn a trade, and you learn a trade, you're probably going to make more money, and you're not going to have the crushing debt that you're going to have.
Right.
And I actually got through to a lot of them, and that made me feel good because I was able, to like, help, help somebody, in their journey, to learn something new about themselves, because go ahead, Ra.
No, I was just going to say, I think it's a lot like, coaching high school sports is everybody thinks they're going to go play in the NFL. Everybody thinks they're going to go play at Ohio States and the Michigans and the Notre
Yeah.
Dames. And, you got to prepare for something else because the percentage of that happening is 1-2%
Yeah.
chance that these athletes are going to go play big time sports. And
Yeah.
it's no different in the business world.
Yeah. It is. It is. Everyone thinks they're going to open up a business and, oh, it's going to be easy street. I'm going to be, like Scrooge McDuck, just swimming in the gold coins.
It's
No,
not that easy.
it's not that easy, and it's not glamorous. When you get the phone calls at 4 a.m. in the morning, Dimitri, no one is there to open the store up, and you literally have to jump out of bed, run, and open the store up in like 5 minutes to make sure that you don't lose any business. So
Yep.
I've gotten many of those phone calls. They suck. They fucking suck.
Well, let's see. We got a bunch of comments. Johnny Rod says medium coffee and a chocolate donut for Johnny Rod.
Dude, Johnny Rod's a good dude.
He's a good guy. Scott Hogue, love Dippin and all the crews. Truly treated like family. Thank you, Dippin, for your support in the community and the police and fire departments. Yep. Thank you, Officer Hogue. Yep. Let's see who else we got. Kelly Rutledge, awesome. One reason I'll always support Dippin.
Thank you, Kelly.
Let's see who else we got on. Let's see. Johnny Ron says, good show, Rock. D's a gentleman just like his dad. Yep.
Yeah, I try.
So I want to ask you about the donuts, man. Everybody thinks it's so easy and there's a method to this madness. Take me through what goes into making donuts.
Shit. All right. So we got two different kinds of donuts. You've got your cake donuts, which what I specialize in, which I'm really good at doing that. And you have yeast raised donuts like your spotlights, your jelly buns, your fingers, your fritters, your coffee rolls. Making cake donuts should really be simple and easy, but it's not, because just like whenever you make something, whenever you bake something at home, there it is. I think that's here. Yeah, that was
I like this one. This was awesome.
That's one thing about what happened this year with the Corona thing, that we couldn't do the donut essay contest winner. We've been doing that for like 3 years, and I love doing it because I love bringing the donuts in and seeing the kids light up. I mean, their faces light up like Christmas, and they just tear apart those donuts. And
I like this picture because when you see this, I don't know this young man's name, but when you can see the expression on his face.
Yeah.
And I see your face, and it's like, that's what it's all about. That's why you get up in the morning and do what you do, and the impact you have. That was awesome.
Yeah, no, that's, I bitch about going to work every morning. I bitch about, oh God, I gotta deal with this bullshit. I gotta deal with that bullshit. But but seeing a kid smile like that, it just, to me, it's like, all right, you know what? This is fun. This is the reason why I do this, because I get comments like from Kelly and from Scott, where they say that, and it keeps me motivated. It keeps me going. So, and I try to drown out all the negativity and all the fucking dickheads out there. So
there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. Believe me, there's a lot of them.
You know what the sad thing is? I think, and it's not just in Rome, but I think it's everywhere.
It is.
It seems like when somebody's doing well, somebody's always there to try to knock you down. Instead of being happy for somebody that they're having success and they're doing well, we just want to knock the person down. I mean, it's not just in Rome. I think it's everywhere. And, I think it's too bad, because we need to start recognizing more positivity out there, because there's a lot of good out there than there is negative. We just don't recognize it.
No, we don't. And people live on negativity, which I don't know why. It's like some of them, they love the drama. They love the negativity. Yeah. I'm like, why? When you're negative in life and you have drama in your life, you age faster. You put on weight. It's like, why? Yeah. Why do you want all that? No, I always try to stay positive. I try to let things roll off my shoulders. I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. My new motto is, I give zero fucks about everything. I'm just going to do what I need to do, and that's it. And I don't give a shit what people think.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go day by day, and
that's it. You got to do your thing. You can't be like, can't have people tell you, oh, well, Rock keeps doing that podcast. He's not getting any views. He's not like on this. He's not doing that. You know what? Fuck you guys, okay? Rocky's doing good. I'll tell him, like, listen, stop being negative. Be positive.
Yeah. No, that's it. You're exactly right.
So much fucking negativity sometimes.
So your donuts are huge.
They
My
are
kids
huge.
love. My kids love. They are gigantic
They are
donuts.
gigantic.
So what's so different? Because I got to ask you this question:
Hmm.
Dippin' Donuts, Dunkin' Donuts, the donuts itself. What is the difference? To me, before I knew anything, a donut was a donut until I saw
Yeah.
how big your donuts are. But
Well,
what's really the difference?
the difference is with our donuts, they're made fresh every day, and our donuts, were not made by. I think Dunkin' is now they've taken out the human element out of everything. Everything is automated. It's machine
Yeah,
operated. And yeah, does it save money? It does because you don't have to pay anyone to be there. You can operate the machine at any time, but you don't get that like that human quality, that human touch of how the donut's supposed to look and everything else. And that's the reason why people go crazy over, like when someone buys an expensive car and it's handmade, that's the reason why it's so much money is because you
yeah.
had a craftsman build that car. So I consider the people who make our donuts, they're craftsmen because they're crafting something that's that's beautiful, and they take pride in what they do. So like
So
that.
I want, I
Hmm.
want to know too, because you guys offer a lot of different baked goods too.
Hmm.
So can you talk to us a little bit about the baked goods?
Well, we offer for people who are diabetic, we have sugar-free and apple cherry puffs, which actually, for being sugar-free, they're really good. A lot of taste to them. We've got spanakopita, which is a Greek item. It is phyllo dough with spinach and feta cheese in it. I not the biggest fan of cooked spinach, but it is really good. We sell a lot of those. Obviously, chocolate chip cookies. And of course, probably a staple of Central New York, the Half Moon cookies,
Yep,
which we sell.
yep.
And the so we got those muffins. We do blueberry, chocolate chip, cranberry, and usually me, if my father is not getting on me about making something new, you know, I like to like create new things. Like one time I did a Half Moon mix and I was feeling creative because I bought the zester. So I was like, let me try something here. So I took the cream base Half Moon mix. I took that along with you know extra virgin olive oil, a couple eggs, zested a lemon in there, mixed it up, came out good. Took blueberries, mixed the blueberries in it, scooped it out. Lemon zest blueberry muffins, and then took the vanilla buttercream and put some lemon zest on there as well. And it was like an orgasm in your mouth. That's how good it was. It was just amazing.
So my sister puts on here, Dippin's the best. We all love that going there because everyone's great. My students love their donuts. They beg for them. They love how huge they are. And Dippin needs to build in Camden.
Camden, well, it's it's a lot closer than New Hartford. So,
Well,
but
talk to us about your locations. Did one location start before the other? And
it did,
you
yeah.
know,
Our
which
original
locations were first?
our original location was the Erie Boulevard location. Um, we had just got done with our sub shop in New Hartford, Blimpie Subs and Salads. We got out of that. We had that for about 7 or 8 years, but our first love was the coffee and donut shop. So we were able to get a really nice piece of property, and we built the one store there, and we were doing really well with that. And then the opportunity came to get a second location up on Black River, and my father's like, you know what? We'll do a smaller store there, a little satellite location, and it should be okay. And it ended up being, that store on Black River, that little satellite location is actually our busiest store. So
Yeah, I thought
yeah,
so.
yeah. So it was a good move for us to go up there. Uh, New Hartford, and then we bought New Hartford. New Hartford was kind of a crazy story, and this the story goes like this. I gotta give props to Charlie Sprock, who was the president of Rum Savings Bank, one of the best people on the
Yeah.
face of the planet. He when my mother and father got out of Dunkin' Donuts a while back, they were talking to Charlie, and my father told Charlie, said, Charlie, if the New Hartford property ever comes up for sale, can you give me, first crack at it? And Charlie's like, yeah, definitely, John. So the bank owned the the location in New Hartford, and so you know when Duncan was there, they did their thing and they wanted to remodel the building. They didn't bother to ask the bank if they could remodel the building. They did
Oh,
it on their
geez.
own because the people that own Duncan, I mean, they're a very successful uh, franchise group. They own like I think almost 300 Dunkin' Donuts in the Northeast.
Wow.
But our dealings with them, they're very arrogant and they look at like small town Rome as like they look at us like peons basically.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they so they tore down the three walls, so that's one wall standing. And I guess they don't have to tell the bank that. And that's what the contractor told Charlie Sprock. He goes, we knocked down three walls. We didn't knock down all the walls. We don't have to tell you that we're doing any remodeling. They did this with, I think, 3 or 4 years left on their lease.
Ooh.
So, you know, that stuck in Charlie's, craw a little bit. He then when they came time to renew the lease, he didn't renew the lease with them. He called my father up and he goes, John, do you want to buy the property? And he ended up saying yes, and we got the property. So it's an awesome location, where it is. It's just that the people there are just so used to going to Dunkin' for so long, and New Hartford.
It's
I
a tough
like the.
crowd.
It is a tough crowd. It is a tough crowd. I'm not saying that because I'm a Roman and I've got biases against people from New Hartford. I have a lot of friends in New Hartford. I spent a lot of time in New Hartford. I like New Hartford, but it is a tough crowd. It is, and we're not as well known out there as we are in Rome. So even though
That
even though my father had that store when it was Dunkin' for like almost 15 years. So
that New Hartford store, I used to work out, this is a while ago. I used to work at the Hartford Insurance, which is up that way. And, so the Dippin' out there
okay,
was where I always used to go, and I think your sister used to be out that way. This is years ago. I used to see her at that location, and, it was always busy.
yeah, sure,
Um,
yeah.
how do you guys divide, like, do you spend most of your time at the Black River store? Like, how do you guys divide the stores up?
Most of the time I'm at Black River, but now since the beginning of 2020, I've been spending like 3 days. I almost work like 7 days a week, so I'm down in Erie Boulevard 3 days a week, making donuts in the mornings on Monday, Tuesdays, and Sundays. And I'm at Black River Boulevard uh, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and Saturdays I'm in New Hartford, and then I leave New Hartford
Jeez.
Saturday morning to come back down the Black River to just to check up on things and make sure that things are running. I do a lot of driving. I listen to a lot of podcasts, so.
Now, how
But I
about your
mean,
sister? Where's she
but
spending
you know
most of
what
her time?
though? I mean, uh, she's been father out down there. I mean, she's been such a tremendous help for my father, helping him out down there. I mean, my father's a machine, but he's getting right now to the point at his age where he's like, why am I working 17, 18 hours? Why am I working 17 hours a day? What for? And he's he's beginning to like hours. He's winding it back slowly. So she's down there, and then my mother, she's at all three at one day. So we don't stop a second.
No. Well, hey, you know
So
what? Like my cousins say, to run a successful business, you got to be there. You got to put the time in, and you guys are there from sun up till sundown, and but that's why it makes you guys so successful. And I think when your
Hmm.
employees see that, you guys, the owners, putting in the
Yeah.
time and doing the work, they probably get a sense of respect.
They do. Yeah. No, that's that's the one thing that my father taught me. He goes, listen, everybody there, because then if they try to say something to you, you're just like, I can do your job and do it better than you. So, that's, because you don't want, you don't want to breed, that kind of, thoughts in people's minds, because then it makes for a hostile work environment, and it's not good chemistry there. So,
So you talked about
so
the you
he told me, you need to be the best person there, and
So you talked about the donuts, you talked about the baked goods. You guys got some kick-ass sandwiches over there. You
mm,
just did a video today I saw on Facebook, the
yeah.
croissant. Talk to us about the breakfast and some hot lunch on menu items.
Well, for breakfast, I mean, we use fresh eggs for all the egg sandwiches. So, and plus two, we cook our own bacon too. So we get it. We get beautiful. I mean, beautiful bacon. This beautiful slab bacon, which is just unbelievable, and it's probably the best bacon that I've ever had in my life. And I end up eating like 12 or 13 pieces of it. So I try to I got to lay off the bacon because I got to try to keep my girlish figure going. So, but we have that. We use nothing but like the best sausage. We Before we opened up, we tried about 13 or 14 different sausages because we need to get the right sausage with the right taste and the right kick to it. And ham, it's we use uh we use like the best deli ham that we can find. And because of the Corona thing, the ham's been switching up a little different. So we've had like Virginia baked ham, honey baked ham. I wish we could get the Virginia baked ham. I thought that was really really good. And, almost as good as our regular ham is. So obviously, fresh everything. We try to make everything as most as we can. We make our own croissants. We bake off our own we get our bagels from a place in the Bronx, which New York City, I mean, they're known for their bagels. So, um, and we tried like looking into making our own bagels. It's just time consuming and cost wise, it wasn't efficient when you can get these bagels from New York and they're just as good or would be better than actually like hand making the bagels yourself. So, and go ahead, Rocky.
We're down in the Bronx. I went to college at Fordham University, right in the
Oh wow,
Bronx. Yeah.
Rocky, you're a smart guy.
Yeah, I act like it, but if it wasn't for football, I don't know academically if I would have got into to Fordham. But no, I'm a Fordham grad, right in the Bronx. Spent a lot of time on Fordham Road out there and Arthur Ave.
Hmm.
If you like
Yeah.
good Italian food, but we're in the Bronx.
The company is called Just Bagels,
Okay,
and it's a uh, they're an unbelievable vendor that we partner with. And I mean, this is a huge company, but just like us, my father picks up the phone. The owner of the company is talking to my father. If my
that's
father has an
awesome.
issue, and the guy goes, "Listen, John, if you have any problems, here's my cell number. Call me." Because you're buying a lot of bagels from us, and I want to make sure to keep you happy. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
I
no,
think that I think that's lost in a lot of the food
it
businesses,
is,
that
it
personal
is,
touch.
yeah, and the same thing too with where we get a lot of our like a lot of our like our mixes, our flours. We go we use it's a outfit called Kex Food Service, and the owner of Kex will come up, and he's from Pennsylvania. He'll come up and he'll see us, at least 3 or 4 times a year, And he actually got after my father, where he told my father, he's like, John, you need to raise the prices of everything because it's just, the costs are going up for
Yeah.
me. And my father, this is how good of a man my father is. He goes, no, 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 Brian, we'll just eat it. We'll just eat it. I don't want to raise the prices on the people, because so, but we had no choice and we had to. So,
Well,
and
those margins are so small in the food
well,
industry.
that's it. That's it. So we raised the price, and people understood. People understand. With the way things are. With you got to pay all the taxes, payroll, federal, state, county,
Yeah.
all that jazz, and it's hard, especially in New York. It's hard doing business here in this state because of so many regulations and everything.
Yeah.
It's really, really difficult. So
So I got time for a couple more things. I want to talk to you about the drink menu too, because I'm an iced
okay,
coffee guy, but I'll tell you, one of my new things with you guys, I love your strawberry iced tea.
yeah, the strawberry iced tea is really good.
Love it.
Yeah, we've it was crazy. I mean, one of the employees decided to told us, hey, why don't we try like these different fruit flavors in the iced tea? And we're like, and my father, my father, he's always like, okay, with these flavor shots, okay, black or cream and sugar, that's it, man, okay. So,
Yep.
yeah, but so we started getting different flavor shots. Like we have strawberry, we have blueberry, raspberry, blackberry, cherry, peach. We just got pineapple.
Oh,
And I tried it because and now mind you, I don't like I drink my coffee black. I drink my iced tea plain. So I put a little bit of pineapple flavor on it. To me, it made it just sweet enough, but it was really good. The flavor, how it went well, it paired well with the iced tea. So,
yeah, that
so
sounds good.
yeah, it was good. And then obviously the iced coffees got like 100 different flavors of iced coffees. It's like any customer that will make a recommendation to us. Like I had one customer told me, "Hey, can you do banana mocha?" I'm like, "Yeah," and we would order the banana flavor shot, and that became popular. And then another one wanted, peanut butter, so we got peanut butter and oh god, and just all types of like seasonal stuff. Like we'll do like eggnog at Christmas time, gingerbread, peppermint, fall time. For all the basic bitches out there, pumpkin spice, pumpkin pie.
Yep. Yep.
All that stuff. So it's just crazy the amount of what people can like think of to drink in their coffee, and we always try to please everybody and try to get the flavor shots in. So
So let's see. B-Rad
oh,
says, "Dim, my man."
B Rad is I love B Rad. He great guy, great guy. He is a
So how
Dallas
about
Cowboys fan though, but
Oh, is he? All right. Well, I'm a Giants
yeah,
fan, so we need all the hope that we can get. Hopefully, we'll be watching some football this
uh,
year. I hope so.
who knows? Who knows?
So, a couple more things, catering wise. I know you guys do some catering. Talk to us a little bit about that if you can.
Catering, it's like we'll have people call in, you know, donut orders and stuff, and we've done some custom donuts. Like we did the 2020 donuts for all the grads this year. That was my mother's idea. That
That's
was
a
a
good idea.
great idea by her. Great idea. And we've actually done a couple weddings where we have a portable fryer and a mixer,
Really,
and we've done donuts at weddings. I think we've done it 3 or 4 times.
really
So yeah,
interesting.
and then plus too, if we've also helped out in New Hartford. We've helped out uh, a couple of catering places out there where they've had to do like a breakfast thing for like for a bunch of people, and we've helped them out that way as well. So if you guys have any big events or big breakfast, it's like don't hesitate to call us, because we can make anything happen. So we're miracle workers, Rocky. We're miracle workers
Yeah.
here, man.
I didn't know you. I didn't know you guys did the catering piece. I really didn't, because we
Yeah,
do some
yeah.
stuff here at at Bernie, and everybody here is always looking to cater some breakfast. So when we
Yeah.
do it, I'll give you a jingle.
Stooge report. We did have the Bernie bus account, but then they did drop us. So
Oh, well,
yeah. So
Kate and Lauren,
I know
right?
Kane Lauren very well. Yes, I know.
No,
You
I
know,
didn't know that.
but I'm not going to come out and tell them that though. So I
Well, I
have to.
know that they
I
would.
have to. I know they would drop whoever they're with and go back with me. So, but we got to send it through the proper channels. We got to get back on the
I'm your
hump again.
guy.
All right, right, yeah. Well,
Except I don't write the checks. That when Lauren and Kate's dad Tim sold it, they sold it to a company out in Pennsylvania.
yeah.
So when they took it over, they kind of cut a lot of the local piece, which kind of upset me because here I am, the local guy coming in here, and
Hmm.
I can't even keep some things local.
Yeah,
They want to put stuff out the other way. And it's like, come on, we're right here in Rome. Let's take care of the
exactly.
Rome folks.
Yeah. And I think, that's the reason why it's like, the Bernies would never like, screw any local businesses over. I mean, they understand what local business is. They understand what doing business locally does. I mean, it helps out everybody, you
Yeah.
know. So, but yeah, so
Listen,
you gotta make some waves there, Rocky. You gotta
I'll
make
do
some
what I can.
waves.
I promise you. And any future plans with Dippin? Are you guys thinking any more locations, new donuts, new ideas? What are you thinking?
You know what? It just depends. I mean, we had a new creation this year with our cake donuts where we created birthday cake donuts. We were able to get this mix, and Rocky, I'm not kidding you. I really, normally I don't eat donuts because I'm around them all the time,
Yeah.
and I filter the fryers and I see what's left, and it's not very appetizing. But I, but I tell people that, and people still eat donuts. So, but this birthday cake donut, I tried it, and it's literally you're eating a fried birthday cake, like a
Oh,
fried like
that sounds
confetti
good.
cake. It is. And now, mind you, I don't even like eating with glaze. I'll just eat it plain. It's just so much taste, so much flavor to it. We also might bring back, I think maybe a lemon cake. Maybe the lemon
Okay.
glaze was probably my second favorite. And for a while, we tried sourdough yeast raised donuts. So
Oh,
there's this company. It's because the company's called Dawn. They created this yeast raised mix where it was sourdough. So it's almost like sourdough bread, yet it's donut mix. So it's got the sweetness of the donut. And with that, you had to use something. I think it was like 12 pounds of butter in it, and it was totally different from donut making. You had to give it more time to rise on the table, more proofing time, and they fry dark. But the taste, out of this world, out of this world. I ate them without glaze on, and I ate them with glaze. I'm like, yeah, they're really good with glaze too. So we
so
might try to
listen,
bring that back. We'll see.
I always like to ask this question. Even when I interview coaches and players and all that, who
Okay.
are some people, and I think I know this answer, but some role models, inspirations for you? Who have you looked up to? In what in the business world, who's some of those role models for you?
The one person I'd say would be my father. I look up to him. I see what he does, how he sacrificed for me and my mother and my sister every day, and he's a machine, and I look up to him. I want to try to be like him, and if I here's the thing, if I could be a quarter of what my father is, then I'd be happy because he is the best man that I know. So him and my mother for her patience. I mean, she puts up with a lot of crap, and she's always smiling, and she never takes it out on me or anyone else. And she is extremely business savvy. I mean, when it comes to business, she has such a sharp mind for it, and if I can just, be a quarter of each of them, I'll be happy. So, and
Well,
there, I
listen,
mean,
I
there's
know
really,
that.
go ahead, Roy.
No, I was just say I know that your mom and dad are probably proud of you and your sister, and I think it must be a mom thing because I always say my dad was the athlete in the family, but
Hmm.
my mom's the brains in the family, and my mom's the one that's kept everything going, and
Yeah,
she's put up with a lot of stuff over the years,
yeah, it's
with all of us, and it sounds like your mom's the same way.
she has, yeah. No, there's a saying from that famous movie that should have won all the Oscars, My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Hmm,
And
great movie.
when Lady Kazan is telling Atula, her daughter, the man says he's the head, but the woman is the neck,
That's
and
right,
she make the head go whichever way she wants it, and that is the
and that's
truth.
true.
That
It
is
is
the truth.
very true.
That's very true. So
Well, listen, man, you're welcome on here anytime. I
thank
appreciate it. I learned
Matt.
some stuff tonight about you I didn't know,
Thank you, Rocky.
and
No
and
questions tonight. No
it's an honor.
questions.
A lot of people just put comments on there. Steve Campbell just put best coffee shop
Oh,
anywhere.
thank you. Thank you.
So it looks like you had a pretty good following. I thought people would have asked you questions, but it was more comments.
That's good. Well, you know what? Hey, I was just joking when I said that earlier on, but no, but I think it's just I'm just so happy to do this with you, Rocky, and being able to tell the story of the shop and just kind of BS and just kind of have a good time. So
Well, I appreciate it, man. You're welcome on anytime.
thank you, Rocky. I appreciate it, brother.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
You too, bro.
So that was Dimitrios Zourdos, the Zourdos family, owners of Dippin' Donuts, and it's nice to learn about the journeys, what this show's all about, the history. I didn't know certain things that Dimitrios talked about tonight. Growing up and with mom and dad, and it's just nice to see a local business like that giving back to the community and supporting local businesses. And listen, through this whole COVID-19 impact, to hear him say that they didn't cut anybody loose off the payroll, and people still had to pay bills and all that through this time. So hats off to Demetrius and the family. I am excited for next week. If you have a son or daughter involved in high school sports, even if you don't, you probably saw that fall sports were pushed back to the end of September. New York State came out with some different phases for high school sports. Next Wednesday night, I have the executive director, Robert Zayas. He's the executive director of New York State Public High School Athletic Association. He is the man in charge of all of New York as far as athletics go, and he has agreed to come on this show with me next Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, and I will field questions from the audience. If you have questions on what sports are going to look like, if we're going to have sports, he is the top man in charge who makes those calls. And you can see him here and catch him here next Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Dr. Robert Zayas. If you're tuning in to the Mohawk Valley Sports Watch, I'll be back live this Saturday morning on WKAL 1450. And this week I'll have Coach Will Brown. He's the head men's basketball coach at the University of Albany. We'll talk to him about if we're going to see basketball this year. I'm hoping that we do. Coach Brown's more like family on the show with us on Saturday mornings. And then I'll have Rome Free Academy head football coach Jake DeCola is going to come on as well. And then I'll also have my sister, Shannon McFerrin, the head field hockey coach at Camden High School, is going to come on as well and talk to State of Fall sports. So again, if you're just tuning in tonight, you can catch me on the replay. I'll share the show as many times as I can. Follow me across the board here on all my social media sites, YouTube, The Rock Pile Show, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So as I always say on Wednesday nights here, The Rock Pile is where dreams become reality. I'll see you next week, everybody. I'm out.